Time, the most precious resource, the thing we trade more and more of for money because we need to survive, or that we give to others, raising kids, volunteering, helping out families, or just spending time with friends. We put so much effort in to squeeze a little bit more time out of our day. There are countless productivity books, videos, theories about how to get more time out of our day, how to squeeze just a few extra minutes out of our day. And the truly unique thing about time is that it's the one resource that's truly our own. We are completely in control of how we spend our time. It's the one thing that we truly own. Of course, that's not always completely true. Someone working 3 jobs just to get by doesn't have the same luxury of time that somebody who was born into wealth and financial freedom might feel like they have. But there's definitely one thing about time that we all share, and that's the desire for more of it. Whether it's more time in each 24-hour period or more time in our overall lifespan, we all feel like there's just not enough time to do everything we want to do. So how do we get more time? The truth is, I don't have an answer, at least not one that'll work for everybody. But over the past couple years, balancing a job, housework, taking care of dogs, building relationships, and investing in my hobbies, I've learned a few lessons that might help you figure out how to find more time for yourself. One of the most important lessons I've learned is that one of the biggest time wasters isn't things that we typically think of like Netflix or social media, but it's false productivity. It's about how you prioritize your time. If at the end of the day you feel like you've been working constantly but also haven't really made much progress, that's probably a sign that you're tricking yourself into feeling productive. I did this for a long time. No matter what I was working on, if I checked things off of my to-do list, I felt like that was a productive day. But the truth is that I still felt frustrated that I wasn't able to work on the things that were really important to me, and I would feel unsatisfied. I could spend all day doing homework or sorting emails or doing tasks that other people asked me to do and feel unfulfilled at the end of the day. Or I'd switch between tasks, focus on each for 15 or 20 minutes and jump between them to feel like I was getting more done. Breaking this habit required careful planning. I realized that one of the things that would often fall by the wayside when I was spending all day on busy work, things I felt like needed to get done, was making videos. So I committed to making a video on my YouTube channel every single week. That completely shifted my priorities. Instead of it being now at the bottom of the list with all the things I felt like I had to do above it, it was now at the top of the list behind basic survival things like my job and cooking. That means that whenever I have free time, the first thing I tackle is whatever I need to get my next video done, whether it's filming, editing, or writing. It means I prioritize the important thing, the thing that's actually productive, instead of distracting myself with less important things. And the great thing about reprioritizing is that often once you set your most important priorities, the other ones kind of fall in line behind that. Once I shifted to prioritize my YouTube channel, other priorities fell in line behind that. For example, if there's an errand I need to get run or a part of the house that needs to be cleaned, I can't spend the rest of my free time doing busy work that doesn't actually get anything done. After I work on my YouTube video, I need to spend the rest of my time doing that thing that needs to get done. When I prioritize the most important thing, the other things fall in line behind that because I suddenly feel like I have less free time, less time to get busy work done, and I need to evaluate what's actually important. And you might feel guilty about prioritizing what's just a hobby so highly. After all, throughout our lives, we're often made to feel like the things we should prioritize are the things that make us money, the things that move us forward in our career or in life, the things that feel like we're actually doing something productive. But I'd encourage you that that's not the case. Even if you never make a single penny from your hobby, doing the thing that really fulfills you and brings you joy is absolutely worth it and absolutely should be prioritized. It's worth it to prioritize whatever makes you feel fulfilled and happy at the end of the day. The second lesson I've learned to make more time is to cut back. Now, cutting back can take many different forms, so I'll just share a few examples of the ways I've cut back to make more time in my life. When I look for ways to cut back, I ask myself what I'm spending time on that feels like a waste. One of those things is cleaning up email. I'm signed up for so many different newsletters and store listservs just to get coupons or because I made a purchase. I regularly let my email get well up into the thousands before I take an hour just deleting or marking them as unread. It's just a waste of time and energy. So I'm cutting back by unsubscribing. I've come to realize that I'll never receive a spontaneous coupon in email that's actually useful to me. And if I ever need a welcome coupon, I can just sign back up for that email. Instead of manually sorting everything, I'm finding a way to make it so I have much less to sort in the first place. I'm also trying to save time by cutting back on the time it takes to find something or to organize, to be more organized in general. I've wasted way too much of my life digging through drawers looking for that one document that I couldn't remember where I put 6 months ago, or cleaning up laundry after the pile got overwhelming. So instead of just taking off my shirt and throwing it on top of the pile of clothes in the laundry basket, or leaving piles of unfolded laundry after I do it week after week, I'm trying to just take the extra step and put those things away in my closet as the problem arises. I'm also trying to cut back on consumption. This is something I've been working on for the past 6 months. So back at the beginning of the year, I did 30 days off of social media, and that really gave me perspective on what I found useful and beneficial about social media and what was a waste of time. So I'm cutting back on my subscriber lists and my follower lists, the things that take up my feed that don't actually bring me any sort of joy or benefit.
Hey, there's that person who made one funny tweet 2 years ago. Why do I still follow them? Oh yeah, I remember my Naruto phase.
So whenever I'm on social media, if I see someone that I don't really like seeing their posts, or it just doesn't bring me any sort of joy or information to see it, I just unfollow them. Now, of course, your version of cutting back will be unique to you. Maybe you spend too much time cleaning or reorganizing your apartment and you need to cut down on the number of things you own or downsize in order to have less time to clean. Maybe you have friends in your life who are draining instead of uplifting and you need to cut back on the time you spend talking to them or interacting with them. Whatever it is, it doesn't need to be black and white. You don't need to cut something out of your life completely. All that I'm asking is to look where you can find an extra 15 to 30 minutes in the day. That's all it takes to really make a difference in feeling like you can pursue your passion. If you can take half an hour to pursue whatever it is you love every day, that's several hours throughout the week, and that'll really make a difference in terms of feeling like you're able to actually get to the thing you love. But even as you think about reprioritizing and cutting back, remember that this will always be an imperfect process. The past month has been probably one of the busiest months I can remember, and my commitment to my YouTube channel just hasn't been at the same level as when I started. I've had to squeeze in filming or editing to hit my weekly goals, and I haven't been able to spend as much time on some of my recent videos as I would have preferred. But that's okay, I still feel fulfilled pursuing what I love and making, even when it's imperfect. So remember that this will always be an imperfect process, and try to give yourself grace that way. If you're struggling to cut back, that's okay. Focus on just tiny little steps, improving just a little bit each day, instead of making these big drastic life changes. If one of your goals is to cut back on the amount of time you use social media, try to just cut back an extra 5 or 10 minutes each day. It doesn't need to be a drastic change. Making time will always be an imperfect process, one that changes throughout your life. As you move cities, move houses, start a new job, start a family, experience loss, or any of the other kind of big changes that life always throws our way, your process of making time will change. It'll look different. So that's why there can never be one formula for making more time that works for everyone. That's why there will always be new videos, new books on this topic of making more time, because everyone's situation is different and the ways that they can make more time are different. So just focus on these principles of prioritizing, of cutting back, of evaluating what's really important in your life and making that the priority above all else, and then just trying to carve out a little bit of extra time to pursue that every day. No matter where you are in life, that's something you can always work on. Thanks for watching. I'm Nathan Emery. I'm 24 and I'm trying to figure out who I am and what my place is in this world. If you want to follow along on my journey of self-discovery and self-development, be sure to hit that subscribe button.